You heard me talking last month about how housing inventory is still incredibly low. And in fact, we're seeing multiple offers in the market again these days. And a big reason for that is that Washington state actually has less housing inventory than any of the 50 states based on our population. And on top of that, if you look at what the area median incomes are, people who make what the area median income is can only afford the average house in 9 counties in Washington state. So housing affordability is a huge problem, and housing inventory is going to continue to be a problem until we build more housing. So this has actually been a great year in the state of Washington in terms of legislation that recently passed to really encourage the development of more housing for our state. Besides our current shortage of housing, actually our state is predicted to bring in about 55,000 new residents every year between now and 2050. So the problem isn't going to go away anytime soon. So encouraging the development of new housing is especially important. A couple of key pieces of legislation passed that have helped to, first of all, really encourage more development on parcels. So a single lot can now accommodate between 2 and 4 units throughout much of the state. There are some specifics around that, but that's a huge deal, allowing more development. Accessory dwelling units are easier to accommodate now, and much more strongly encouraged as a result of legislation that recently passed. And also there is an encouragement of additional condos and townhouses. So the combination of all of these things over the course of the next many years hopefully will inspire a lot more housing development and help to alleviate that housing shortage that we're seeing throughout our state. What that means, of course, is, if you're a seller, of course, you kind of want a shortage of housing because it means your house is in more demand when you go to sell it. But the reality is we all suffer when there is a shortage of housing, especially first-time home buyers and people who are on the lower end of the housing spectrum. But the reality is everyone does, because we need everyone to have safe and stable housing, and I firmly believe that a rising tide lifts all ships. So that's my housing update for June. I hope you're doing well. Brooke Knight with Good Night Homes.